What's the worst announcement your school ever made? During my senior year, our principal walked into our classroom with tears in her eyes. She said our favorite teacher, Mr. Ross, had been fired for letting kids cheat on their SATs. The whole class went silent. Mr. Ross wasn't just any teacher. He started this program where he'd open his classroom at 6 a.m. for students who couldn't study at home, kids whose parents worked night shifts or had unstable home lives. He bought us breakfast with his own money and helped us prep for college applications. When I was homeless and living in my car, he let me use his classroom to shower and change before school started. He even washed my clothes in the teacher's lounge at 5 a.m. so no one would know. Not once did he make me feel ashamed. The cheating allegations came from Kyle, a rich kid whose dad donated the school's new football field. Kyle claimed Mr. Ross was selling test answers for $500 each. The story spread like wildfire. Some kids said they'd seen money exchange hands in the parking lot, but those of us who knew Mr. Ross knew something was off. He drove a 15-year-old Honda and wore the same 5 shirts all year. He packed peanut butter sandwiches for lunch and used his phone until the screen was so cracked you could barely see it. A week after he was fired, I was cleaning out my locker when I found an old permission slip. It was for a college tour Mr. Ross organized. That's when it hit me. Kyle was the only senior who didn't go on that tour. He was also the only one who didn't get into his dream school. I started digging. I talked to other students who'd been in Mr. Ross's early morning study group. Turns out, Kyle had tried to join, claiming he needed help with his SATs. But Mr. Ross had seen his Porsche in the parking lot and told him the program was only for students who couldn't afford tutoring. Kyle had thrown a fit, saying his dad could get Mr. Ross fired. None of us thought he'd actually do it. I gathered statements from 23 students who'd been in the morning study group. We wrote down everything: the breakfast he bought, the college essays he helped with, the kids he drove to SAT test centers because they couldn't afford Uber. Then I did something crazy. I emailed Kyle's dad's company. See, Kyle had bragged about his dad paying someone to take his SATs. I pretended to be a student interested in the same service and asked for details. Kyle responded from his personal email, listing prices and contact information. I printed everything and walked into the school board meeting. When I showed them Kyle's email, the room erupted. His dad started yelling about lawsuits, but the damage was done. The board voted unanimously to reinstate Mr. Ross. The next morning, Mr. Ross walked into his classroom at 5:45 a.m. like nothing had happened. There were 30 students waiting for him, including some who'd never needed help before. We'd all brought breakfast, muffins, donuts, coffee. His eyes got watery when he saw the new coffee maker on his desk. Kyle transferred schools the next week.